This is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 23. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachah, Quadash. Double honors due to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. All right, this is the brother Yeshaya, and this message this video, okay, right here is going to be a testimony of sorts. This happened a few weeks back, and through the Spirit, I really forgot about it, but the Lord put it back in on my spirit to think about it yesterday. And after my run, I was like, damn, I was about to do a video on something, a testimony. I forgot, but it came back to me on my run today. So, long story short, in the morning, I see my kids out the door. I have a 5 and a 3-year-old, all right, little children. And I think my 3-year-old was 2 at the time because her birthday was just last month. But anyway, I see them out, and we live in a residential neighborhood, small, quiet neighborhood. But nonetheless, people do have animals. I have one myself. Now, one day, I was seeing them out because I walk them to the car. I say my goodbyes, make sure they're strapped in, and, tell them have a good day. The whole, family stuff or whatever. And my woman, well, there was a little girl that stayed across the street. She always walks to the bus, especially on Wednesdays. So this had to be a Wednesday because we usually don't see her. I don't know if it's a Wednesday or not, but anyway, that doesn't even matter. She started walking. I didn't see it because I was seeing to my children, making sure they were strapped in. But the little girl made her way across the street to my house, and then all I heard was my lady saying, "Oh, babe, get him!" And I looked up, and there was 2 German Sheppards, 2 big ass German Sheppards looking at me, or looking at us. And they was coming toward us, and the Spirit jumped on me. And, I had no fear at all. I puffed up my chest, and my son still jokes about it. 5-year-olds, they play all the time. But I was like, hey, get out of here. Just, deepening my voice and, creating a presence, right? So I did that, for a couple seconds, and then they went off running. And, that made me feel good. I ain't gonna lie, that made me feel good as a man. I was able to, preserve my children and my wife, and the little girl across the street from a potential attack. But there's no glory to me. This is all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. So that's why I'm going to get into the scriptures with it, because the Lord said that we will have dominion over these beasts once again. Okay, and that's part of the Lord restoring that covenant to us, restoring that, we're putting that second covenant into us, man. Because right now, Jake still get bit by pit bulls. Jake still has that fear of animals with him. I know I do. Like if I see a loose pit bull, that's the worst, man. Because they're totally unpredictable, and they're tenacious. They won't stop until they get a chunk out of you or whatever. I hear about pit bull attacks all the time, man. I just recently saw one on the internet where they did this woman dirty, but anyway. The Lord preserved me through that, and that was just a glimpse of what's to come, right? So this is Job 5 and 23. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee. So hey, after I made those noises and made myself big, because they came out of nowhere, and I don't know. I guess I was drinking the night before. I don't know, man, but I wasn't scared at all, man. And I was really going to put it on the dogs if they came toward me. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but, I was going to fight for my family, man, But the Lord had it to where that didn't happen. So, yeah, that's why this testimony is being put up. So the next one I have is Ezekiel 34 and verse 25. And it reads, and I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beast to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. So this is another, way of the Lord saying, we're going to be at peace with the field, peace with the beast of the field. And, I can see it. And that gave me a very good glimpse of it, because Jake doesn't trust dogs that's not theirs. I know I don't. So when that happened, the Lord put that instinct on me, and I went into protective mode. I didn't have a weapon on me or anything. I didn't have EDC, everyday carry, or nothing. It was just me and my hands, and hey, Psalms 144. If the Lord had me do what I had to do, I would have ripped them dogs apart in my mind, But hey, the Lord would have been with me, if it was His will. So, yeah, man. The next one I had is Jeremiah 15, because the Lord is going to use the beast of the field as an extension of the sword, okay, to tear these people apart, man. Jeremiah 15, and I'm gonna start at 1, and I'm gonna skip down to the point. Then said the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Now I'm gonna skip down to the point, verse 3. I'm gonna just read it because it's right here. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as are for death to death, such as are for the sword to the sword, such as are for famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beast of the earth to devour and to destroy. So the Lord is going to use the animals as an instrument to execute His judgment. Okay, and once the Lord puts, oh man, these animals, they already have sort of spiritual powers. Okay, dogs have tenacity, they have strength, they have those teeth. You see those canines right there, man. And I got bit by a pit bull a while ago. It was years ago. And that shit hurt, man. And I still got I still remember how it felt. Then could grab a hold of my motherfucking ankle and did his thing. And I was like, damn. But I still have the scar and everything from it. Like I can look into my leg, and it was like a inch deep hole. I didn't have to go to the hospital, none. It's just some peroxide and a Band-Aid in the heel. But hey, I still remember that, man. All right. And man, these people don't know what they have coming, because the Lord is going to actually have His Spirit, okay, on these animals, okay? And they're going to be way more ferocious than He actually originally planned them to be. Look at the ferociousness of an ape or a lion or a wolf or chimpanzees, you name it, okay? These zoos are going to open up, and you're going to have jaguars and, apes and lions walking around damn Cleveland. Just random places, man. All right. And the Lord is going to have us protected, man. He's going to have us put up in that day because of the faith, man, because of, yeah. And Lord willing, we be a part of that number. All right. So, and this is only for the elect, man. These promises, this is only for the elect on this first go around. All right. Genesis 1:24, and God and the power said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And the powers made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And the powers, Elohim, saw that it was good. And the power said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish and the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So, we're stepping back in that, because Adam had dominion, over the animals. He actually named them. Okay. So, and this was talking about all of us too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it says, yeah, but, they, the animals once had a fear over them of us, man. And the Lord took that away, but He's going to restore that. All right. Now I didn't want to make this too long. I have a couple more. We're going to go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9. WOS chapter 9 and verse, was it 9? Let me see. Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 2. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 1. Our, O power of my fathers and Lord of mercy, who has made all things with thy word, and ordained man through thy wisdom, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world according to the equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart. So that the key point is in verse 2, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made. Okay, so like I said, that was taken from us, for a certain period of time as a punishment. Okay, but it's going to be restored back unto us, man. All right, scriptures say that, our children, shall play and lay with, I think I'm going to get it. I think I know where it's at, but I'm going to go to the book of Sirach, the 17th chapter, and the 4th verse. I'm gonna start at 1. And the Lord created man of the earth and turned him into it again. He gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endured them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. So there you go. Once again, speaking of the dominion and the rule over the animals. Okay, because the animals are a beautiful creation from the Lord, man. Okay. Me myself, I've always loved animals, man. I love my animals I have now. I love my dog. I love my fish. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it is what it is, man. That's a part of life. The Lord gave us those things as gifts, man. Okay. Hey, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And the scriptures say we only have seen a few of his works. All right. He's gonna have newly created beasts, and oh man, these people don't even know what they got coming to them. And I'm just saying that humbly because I don't know if I'm part of it, but I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna make sure that I make my call to election sure. If I be a part of that number, humbly speaking. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 8 and verse 6. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet, and all sheep and oxen, yea, and the beast of the field. So there you go. Once again, showing that we're going back to having, authority over the animals. All right, because Adam, aka Yahweh Shai, is going to be restored back in his power. And for us being joint heirs, we get, a piece of that. All right. And here's the one that I'm going to end it with. The spirit of the animals are going to be at peace with all of our children as well. Okay, we're going to have, I'm just going to read it. Isaiah 11 and 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, which that's talking about a goat, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together. Okay, because if you do that now, hey, that thing getting devoured. And a little child shall lead them, and a cow and the bear shall feed them, and the young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. So, even a little baby is going to be able to, play with snakes, a cockatrice. I forgot what that is. I think that's a snake too, or a cockatrice. I'm going to have to look that up. But yeah, man, pretty much we're going to have dominion over the animals, and we don't have to worry about even our kids, So I'm going to end it with that, Lord. And it was edifying. I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors due to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. Shalom.